special report for you. How's it going today? That's good. Well, today we're just gonna have to improvise. Today we're just gonna have to improvise a little bit. You know, what else is different from any other turtle cast, right? Don't mind me, I'm just adjusting a few things in my car so I can make it more tolerable. Maybe you can hear me better. I see the lines bouncing all over the place, so that means there must be a lot of feedback. Well, you're just gonna have to deal with it. Hopefully you can hear what I'm saying. Alright. I think it's a good idea for companies to have, or businesses in general, to have like different like sponsored charities, places to donate. Because I was thinking today, when I was returning my cans and bottles, that I would have been more than happy to just donate it all to charity if they had like a good charitable thing just set up, you know what I mean? Just like feed them all the redemption tickets. It's just like $10 or whatever. But the reason why I say that is because not everybody is so selfish, meaning that like some people are motivated by doing good for others, which you should too. Instead of just like, hey, why don't I go return these cans and bottles so I get $10? Like, whoop-de-frickin-do, right? But if I was like, hey, I could put all that towards a good cause, and it was a good cause, then it turns into something else. So I just wanted to bring that up. And another reason why I brought that up too, it's kind of funny because when I went to the transfer station today, getting all gross, huh? There was like nobody there because I was like the last one there right before they closed. And because whatever reason, like I couldn't get credit for just dumping off a bunch of cans, like reject cans and bottles that I know the place I was going to go would reject them, so I have those like in a separate container. I would have loved to just dump them off at the dump, but it's like I have this like weird thing, and I do this when I tip people too. Like if they don't see the tip that I'm gonna give them, it's like I don't even wanna. I'm gonna sneeze. I don't have COVID, I swear. Allergies. Plus, there's all kinds of crap floating around my car. Now they have empty containers and such. But yeah, I was just saying like how important it is, not just for me, but for other people to get recognition. I think a lot of people crave recognition and yeah, I did a little experiment today too that I'm just gonna briefly say that I went to a business, or I called it up actually, and found out that this place was vacant for 2 years. The rent's like $2,500 and it's attached to a laundromat. And I dug into the owner's mind a little bit, and we can already tell that this laundry place is not a money maker. So if I were to put tenants or prospects in the other side of the building, I would definitely generate a little bit more money from them a month, because I know that people will probably pay more for the location. I just think that the person that owns this property sucks at marketing. And I had to remind them that, well, they threw away $60,000 so far, right? $2,500 times 24 months. Yeah. So they want to try to tell me that they're good, and I was like, okay, maybe I'm not for you. But sometimes like people are so proud of what they have that you gotta like kind of go in there with a cleaver a little bit and remind them, like kind of like a doctor with a stethoscope, and be like, look, this is the situation that you're in. You know, do you want to go another 2 years like that? Hey, that's totally up to you. But you know what I mean? Basically, if you need a doctor to fix what's going on here, I can be a help. I even had a plan to get the poor people that are using the laundromat and the poor person that's running the laundromat a place to go. And I can discuss that in another Turtlecast, but I would say something along the lines of getting these people that go to the laundromat, get them to kind of like describe, give them somewhere that they can go to talk about their situation, maybe even have them fill out some kind of a survey or something. But you know, that's a whole market in itself too, is like these people would probably love not having to do their laundry, right, and go somewhere else. So I would eventually give them the option to just do their laundry for free there. However, I would really want to know where these people are staying and get a hold of their landlords, because talking to them about getting in a washer and dryer into their building could raise their rents and have happier tenants because of it. And it would solve the dilemma of having this laundromat that is just like an eyesore next to an eyesore, and the whole thing is an eyesore, and it looks like a big money suck. It really does. So the reason why I went off in that tangent is because some people are like just really proud of what they have, even though it sucks. So sometimes maybe your job could just be there to remind them and help them out a little bit. The reason why I brought up the whole thing with names and stuff too, like people really like the sound of their own name. It's like the best sound they've ever heard. And people also want recognition and to be remembered. I mentioned that when I was talking about donating the cans. But look at how people, like when it comes to donating in churches, and they have their name in the stained glass in churches all over the place. Look at colleges, the big donors. Their names are on plaques and in other various spots where the college name exists. Look at benches, parks, all kinds of places where you see benches. You see like somebody's last name or whatever in honor of. So again, people are very proud of their name and their heritage. So it's a market that's worth tapping into as well, because people are looking for recognition and they want to, you know, have their name go down in history. And I think it was like P.T. Barnum. I think it was P.T. Barnum didn't have any daughters. He didn't have any sons. He had only daughters. That's what it was. And he really wanted to pass on the Barnum name. And because all of his children were women, he offered his grandson, I think it was $25,000, to change his name to have Barnum in it. For real. I don't know how long ago this was, probably like late 1800s, early 1900s or something like that, right? And P.T. Barnum was willing, I probably got the dates wrong, by the way, so correct me about that. But I remember the figure being like $25,000, I think it was, to pay his grandson to carry on the name. That just goes to show you like the importance of people's names. And you know, even like in the late 80s and 90s, like people, when they would see like the Trump, I think it was, like in the gold letters or whatever it was like a big deal. It was like, I mean, despite what you think of him now, and you know, with the whole him being president and all that, but if you go back like 20, 30 years, like if you would see his name like stamped on something, it was like supposed to mean something or whatever, and people like really did like hold power to that. So that's why I brought it up. There's a lot of other examples too, but people really hold a lot of value to their name, and some people will pay a lot of money too to have their name stamped somewhere just so they can carry on their legacy. You know, maybe they didn't have a lot of children or something too. Maybe they can't pass the name on to children, so they'll pass it on any other way possible. So yeah, going back full circle too, for companies that have, you know, like you could round the change up, or if there's like a like a redemption type of situation, or any kind of a trading situation where people can donate on a small level, that's great, and we need to raise awareness for that. But I think it's also good too to because people, it's like a funny thing, like people want to make it about them but are also okay with making it about somebody else at the same time. So somebody like me would be more than willing to drive out somewhere and dump off my cans and bottles and basically pay for it too, and gas if I need to in time, just so I can direct that fund to somebody that can use it, that would really benefit from it, like a real foundation. And same thing with just leaving the cans and bottles. If it was like Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, Brothers and Sisters Club, whatever it is, right? Like schools, I would totally just dump my cans and bottles off to them too. And or even just cut them even bigger checks. I just think that it's in the best interest of those foundations too to get their name out a little bit, because people want to give. It's really about transparency and ease of transaction. Transparency and ease of transaction. Is it easy to donate, and are they transparent? And you'll be surprised, people would be willing to give a lot just based on those two factors. Is it easy to just round up to the next dollar and donate to a company I believe in and want to help? Yes. Anyways, that's all I have for you today. I really thank you for listening. I wish you luck in all your endeavors. I think that you got this. I think that you don't give up on your first no either. You gotta keep plowing ahead. Just think about the mission. Always think about your mission. Forward intent, guys and girls. Forward intent. Take it easy now. Peace.